By the 1980s, Bengelia, who adopted the name Baba Vanga, had given thousands of accurate predictions and gained a reputation as the Nostradamus of the Balkans.
Imagine a world where one person's visions could predict the twists and turns of history. Baba Vanga, the blind Bulgarian mystic, has done just that for decades, leaving people both amazed and uneasy with her accurate forecasts. From natural disasters to major political changes, her predictions seem almost otherworldly, earning her a reputation as a prophet with incredible insight. As we near 2025, 3 of Vanga's warnings feel more urgent than ever. She spoke of the dragon, the unexpected assassination of Vladimir Putin, and a cure for cancer, ECT. These predictions aren't just eerie stories. They could point to real challenges ahead. Are they symbolic messages, or are they signs of actual crises on the horizon? Let's explore each of these prophecies and uncover what Baba Vanga might be trying to tell us about our future. 1. The dragon that will take over. Among Baba Vanga's most cryptic predictions is the image of a dragon that will take over. But what or who is this dragon? Symbolically, dragons have long been associated with power, dominance, and unrelenting force. Many interpret this as a reference to China, whose meteoric rise in the global arena continues to reshape the balance of power. Imagine the geopolitical landscape as a chessboard. The dragon may not conquer through military force, but instead assert dominance through economic influence, technological innovation, and strategic alliances. From Belt and Road projects connecting continents to advancements in AI and green energy, the idea of a dragon taking over could symbolize a new era of global leadership, one that challenges the Western-dominated order. Yet, the metaphor could also serve as a warning. Will this rise be peaceful and collaborative, or will it ignite conflicts and competition? Just as dragons in mythology can be protectors or destroyers, the role of this dragon will depend on how the world responds to its growing influence. The assassination of Vladimir Putin. Perhaps the most shocking of Vanga's warnings is the assassination of Russian President Vladimir Putin. Whether you admire or criticize him, there's no denying Putin's central role on the world stage. An event of this magnitude would have far-reaching consequences, reshaping global politics and destabilizing Russia, a nation deeply interwoven into the fabric of international power dynamics. But this isn't just a story about one leader. Such an event could ignite internal chaos, with factions vying for power in Russia's vast and often fragile political landscape. Beyond its borders, it might escalate already tense relationships between NATO countries and Russia's allies, creating a ripple effect of geopolitical instability. Could Vanga's prediction also serve as a cautionary tale? In a world marked by increasingly polarized politics, the warning might point to the dangers of over-centralized power and the vulnerabilities of political figures who stand as symbols of broader ideologies. Earthquake in the United States. Imagine the ground beneath one of the world's most powerful nations trembling violently, sending skyscrapers swaying and highways crumbling. This is the stark reality Baba Vanga's prediction conjures, a devastating earthquake striking the United States. Though she left the exact location unspecified, the mere suggestion resonates most strongly with regions like California's San Andreas Fault or the Pacific Northwest's Cascadia subduction zone, both overdue for major seismic activity. The aftermath of such an event would echo the devastation of past quakes like San Francisco in 1906 or Northridge in 1994. But in today's hyper-connected world, the ripple effects would be far more profound. Cities could be plunged into chaos, supply chains severed, and global markets destabilized. Could this prediction also be a metaphorical shakeup? A warning about overconfidence in our technological advancements? Interestingly, this could also signal an environmental reckoning. With climate change intensifying natural disasters, are we seeing a future where humanity's neglect of the planet fuels the fury of nature itself? Messages from space. Humanity has always looked to the stars with a mix of wonder and trepidation. Baba Vanga's prediction of messages from space reignites this timeless curiosity. But what exactly could these messages be? Are we on the brink of a monumental discovery, like deciphering a long-sought signal from an alien civilization? If true, such a moment would be nothing short of revolutionary, akin to Copernicus shattering the geocentric model of the universe, or the moon landing redefining our place in the cosmos. But it's not all awe and inspiration. Some wonder if these messages might serve as a warning. Could they reveal a cosmic threat, an incoming asteroid or deadly solar storm that demands urgent action? Alternatively, these messages might reflect humanity's deeper exploration of the universe. Breakthroughs in space exploration, such as signs of life on distant exoplanets, could forever change how we view ourselves. Whether it's a whisper from an advanced civilization or the humbling voice of the cosmos itself, one thing is certain. This prediction compels us to prepare for something that could redefine existence as we know it. A new cure for Alzheimer's and cancer. On the brighter side of Baba Vanga's predictions is the prospect of groundbreaking medical advancements. Cures for Alzheimer's and cancer. These diseases, long considered among humanity's greatest challenges, touch nearly every family and carry immense emotional and financial tolls. The idea of finding cures feels like discovering the holy grail of medicine. For Alzheimer's, imagine restoring memory and cognition to millions of aging individuals, granting families precious time and halting the emotional pain of seeing loved ones fade away. Similarly, a cancer cure would mark a triumph over a disease that has claimed countless lives and often feels like a looming shadow in modern healthcare. Could this be the year where breakthroughs in immunotherapy, CRISPR gene editing, or personalized medicine finally deliver results? Or is the prediction symbolic of progress in mitigating these diseases, perhaps through earlier detection and more effective treatments? Either way, it emphasizes a future shaped by hope and innovation, where science becomes the dragon slayer of humanity's most formidable foes. Death of a young leader. Few predictions evoke as much emotional weight as the death of a young leader. Leadership, especially in youth, often carries the promise of change, progress, and renewed hope. The loss of such a figure can feel like the extinguishing of a bright flame before its time. Who might this leader be? A political figure, a visionary entrepreneur, or perhaps a rising star in activism or global advocacy? While Vanga did not specify, the impact of such a loss could send ripples across nations and communities. Think of figures like John F. Kennedy or Princess Diana, leaders whose premature deaths left voids in their spheres of influence and profound collective grief. This prediction may also be a symbolic reminder of the fragility of leadership and the pressures faced by those in positions of power. As younger generations rise to prominence, they do so in a world of unprecedented complexity and challenge. Could this be a call to better support and protect the emerging leaders who carry the weight of tomorrow on their shoulders? Fourth, economic crisis. Economic crises are the storms that shake the foundations of societies, and Baba Vanga's prediction of a global economic downturn feels particularly resonant. With rising inflation, debt crises, and shifting trade dynamics, the idea of financial instability is not far-fetched. But how severe could this crisis be? Some compare the warning to past calamities, such as the Great Depression of the 1930s or the financial crash of 2008, events that reshaped the global economy and left lasting scars. This prediction might hint at an era of uncertainty where traditional financial systems face unprecedented stress, perhaps due to technological disruptions, geopolitical conflicts, or even climate-related challenges. Yet, economic crises also have a way of spurring innovation and reform. Just as the crash of 2008 catalyzed new regulations and technologies like cryptocurrency, this potential downturn could drive humanity to rethink economic structures, prioritizing equity and sustainability. The end of natural births. Baba Vanga's prediction of the end of natural births evokes a profound shift in how humanity might approach reproduction. Picture a future where conception is entirely managed by science, with genetic selection ensuring children are free from disease and potentially optimized for intelligence, physical ability, or appearance. On one hand, this could mark an unprecedented leap in health and innovation, eradicating genetic disorders and extending life expectancy. But at what cost? The emotional and biological intimacy of creating life could be replaced by cold calculations in a laboratory. Could this also deepen societal divides, creating a world where only the wealthy can afford to design their children, leaving others to face stigma or exclusion? On a more practical level, declining fertility rates already hint at this possibility. Stress, pollution, and lifestyle changes have led to significant drops in natural conception rates worldwide. Vanga's warning might not simply predict a technological future, but also serve as a wake-up call to address the environmental and societal factors undermining human fertility today. Unethical surveillance. In a world increasingly shaped by data, Baba Vanga's warning about unethical surveillance feels less like a prediction and more like an ongoing reality. Consider how ubiquitous technology has already blurred the lines between security and privacy. Smart devices in our homes, facial recognition on our streets, and even health trackers on our wrists collect an astonishing amount of personal information. What happens when this information is weaponized? The possibility of surveillance morphing into control echoes dystopian warnings from fiction, where every movement and decision is tracked, analyzed, and potentially manipulated. Governments could misuse these tools to silence dissent, while corporations might exploit data to influence choices so subtly we might not even notice. But what if the prediction isn't about control, but apathy? In exchange for convenience, faster checkouts, personalized ads, or safer cities, people might willingly surrender their freedoms. This gradual erosion of privacy could redefine what it means to live freely in the digital age. The challenge lies in creating ethical boundaries before these tools become too pervasive to rein in. The sleep pandemic. Among Vanga's more cryptic predictions is the notion of a sleep pandemic. This chilling vision suggests a mysterious outbreak where people across the globe are struck by an uncontrollable need to sleep, falling into a state of deep unconsciousness. While it sounds like something out of a science fiction novel, the implications are profoundly unsettling. If such an event were to occur, its effects would be catastrophic. Imagine entire populations rendered inactive, halting industries, paralyzing governments, and endangering critical infrastructure. The disruption to daily life would be staggering. Could this be a metaphor for humanity's growing detachment or mental exhaustion in an overworked, overstimulated society? Alternatively, some theorists suggest this could represent an actual medical phenomenon. Recent advancements in neuroscience have uncovered strange cases of mass sleep disorders in small communities, triggered by environmental toxins or viral infections. Vanga's prediction then might serve as a grim reminder to prioritize research into unexplored areas of health and environmental science before it's too late. Conflict in mainland Europe. Vanga's third prediction brings to mind the haunting specter of history, a major conflict erupting in mainland Europe. For a region that has long championed peace and diplomacy, the idea of war breaking out once again feels almost unthinkable, but not impossible. The factors leading to such a conflict could range from territorial disputes and resurgent nationalism to the pressures of climate change and resource scarcity. Tensions in Eastern Europe, for example, have remained high in recent years, and unresolved disputes in the Balkans, the Baltic states, or even within the EU could potentially ignite broader conflict. What makes this prediction particularly unnerving is its timing. At a moment when global cooperation is more critical than ever, whether for addressing climate crises, pandemics, or economic instability, division within Europe could jeopardize progress on a global scale. Could this serve as a wake-up call for European nations to recommit to unity and foresight in addressing the region's challenges? The mysterious tsunami in Asia. The ocean is as majestic as it is merciless. Baba Vanga's warning of a mysterious tsunami in Asia reminds us of this duality, evoking memories of the 2004 Indian Ocean tsunami, a catastrophe so massive it reshaped coastlines and lives alike. But what makes this prediction mysterious? Could it be the cause? Traditional tsunamis stem from earthquakes or volcanic eruptions, but this one might originate from something entirely unexpected: an underwater landslide, a meteorite impact, or even human activity such as deep-sea mining or nuclear testing. Alternatively, it may not be literal at all, representing instead a metaphorical wave of change, political, social, or even technological, that reshapes Asia's future. The aftermath, regardless of its nature, would undoubtedly be transformative. Coastal communities, already grappling with rising sea levels, would face devastation, while the global economy would feel the shockwaves. Yet, it's also a stark reminder of the delicate balance between humanity and nature. Are we pushing the planet too far, setting off chain reactions we can't predict or control? Solar storm. A solar storm may sound abstract, but its effects could be devastatingly concrete. Imagine waking up to a world without electricity. No internet, no functioning satellites, no modern transportation systems. In an instant, the infrastructure we depend on daily could collapse. Solar storms are not mere hypothetical scenarios. The Carrington event of 1859, one of the largest solar storms on record, disrupted telegraph systems worldwide. Primitive technology compared to today's interconnected systems. A similar event in 2025 would be catastrophic, potentially costing trillions of dollars in damages and affecting billions of lives. This prediction is a stark reminder of our dependence on technology and the fragility of that dependence. Are we investing enough in protecting critical infrastructure from such events? Could this prediction spur advancements in technology that would shield satellites, grids, and networks from solar activity? The sun, while a source of life, also reminds us of nature's untamed power, a humbling contrast to humanity's technological ambitions. Severe climate change. Among all of Baba Vanga's predictions, severe climate change feels both the most inevitable and the most urgent. We are already witnessing its effects: glaciers melting, forests burning, and communities displaced by rising seas. But Vanga's foresight suggests an escalation, where these isolated events coalesce into a global crisis that fundamentally reshapes how we live. Imagine coastal cities like Miami, Jakarta, or Venice underwater. Picture deserts expanding into once fertile lands, causing mass migrations and conflicts over dwindling resources. Severe climate change could create a world where survival hinges on access to clean water, arable land, and stable weather patterns. However, this prediction also hints at humanity's resilience. Could the severity of these changes finally spur global unity and action? Innovations in renewable energy, carbon capture, and climate adaptation might emerge, driven by necessity. But the question remains, will we act before it's too late, or will we wait for nature to force our hand? Yet, within each warning lies an opportunity, a chance to pause, reflect, and act decisively. Baba Vanga's visions are not just dire predictions. They are calls to shape a future that prioritizes ethics, sustainability, and humanity itself. The question remains, will we listen